You have been breaking developments on this story all day. You were the first with the footage of the arrest. What's the latest that you know, Martin?
Well, there's a huge shock, obviously, across the city of Nottingham. The graduation ball was due to take part tonight. For all of those who studied so hard the last few years, that's been cancelled. And obviously, this has been a very, very difficult day. That footage came to me about 7 a.m. this morning. It's from a good friend of mine. His son, Kane Brady, is the guy who took that footage literally outside of his window. He heard gunshots about 4:45 this morning, and went out, filmed it, and then got it to his father, who's a good pal of mine, got it to me. And I just couldn't believe my eyes. And once we sort of checked that and checked its veracity, I got it straight to the GB News desk on breakfast, and that story broke with Eamon and Isabel. And then throughout the day, just been getting more and more information. Indeed, that line about the West African migrant with a known history of violence, that came to me, and I got that to Mark White. And I just think GB News has completely led the way on this story all day, going where the rest have feared to tread, because they're too concerned about the political fallout or the political correctness of the truth, Dan. The truth has to be the first thing that gets out there. And that press conference outside Nottingham Police Station by the Chief Constable, they were shell-shocked by the fact GB News had scooped them to this, and they, like Joe Biden, refused to take any questions, just gave a statement, turned and went away. And I think the next stage of this story, Dan, is the political fallout. I used to live in the constituency where this happened. In fact, on Magdala Road, where one of the guys was murdered, I lived on the road behind that for my teenage years. I know this constituency very, very well. It's an area that's been typified by a huge influx of immigrants. Culturally, it was taken over by a lot of crime. Initially, back in the 80s, it was prostitution. Then it moved into drugs, harder drugs, crack cocaine. A lot of violence, a lot of shootings, and it's an area of huge social upheavals, cheap housing area as a consequence. Lots of students live there, and so we find these two terrible worlds colliding, where innocent bystanders walking home find themselves just in the crosshairs of a madman. The political fallout is going to be very, very interesting now, because make no mistake, Dan, the MP for that constituency, Nadia Whittome, and the Labour MPs around central Nottingham are very, very critical of Suella Braverman, very, very critical of anybody who dares to question the holy grail of unchecked immigration from abroad. Now, we don't know how long this guy has been here. We don't know if his crimes are committed in Britain or abroad. All of that detail will come out over the next few days. But what you can be sure of, Dan, is that on GB News' second birthday, I think this is a story that typifies the fearlessness and the commitment to the truth that this channel stands for, and it's left the rest absolutely flat-footed. GB News has completely led the way on this all day.